Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Niazi. Welcome to UOWD Microsoft Community Tutorial video. This is the second part in which we will discuss further about HTML. How can we create a regular small HTML page and add formatting and styling to it. So let's look into it in further details. Okay, now header contains all the information about the website, such as title, metadata information, or any background scripts which needs to be run while working on this particular page or while displaying this page, and other fancy stuff could be JavaScript or jQuery, etc. Now the body includes all the content which is to be displayed on the page. So let us try to create a page which will have a body set. Let's say this is a title. Oops, it has to be inside within the tags. Okay, so this is a title. Alright, so what I have done here is I have a beginning of title tag, I have an ending of title tag, and the content between it says this is a title. So my web page will have a title on top, which is if you go here, this is called the title, and so my title will be this is a title. In this case we have this home, and then we have University of Wollongong in the way as our title. Okay, so just so that you know what are we trying to set up here. Now we will go in the body. So all this rest of the content, starting from this top till the end of this content, this is a body. Okay, this is what is displayed in the body, and in our case we will be displaying a small content, could be hello world or could be some other small content. Now remember our procedure again. In HTML we need to start a tag, we need to define our contents, we need to end a tag. In Visual Studios, when you create a starting tag, it automatically creates the ending tag. So I'm gonna start the tag P. I'm gonna define later on. I'm gonna let you guys know what P stands for. Okay, so I've created a new beginning tag. I have added a content. This is content, and then I have an ending tag. In Visual Studios, this yellow line stands for that these are the changes which are done, and when I save it, it automatically changes to green, which means in the last save this is what the changes were done. Okay, so just so that you guys have a clue. Now to see what is actually happening in this particular page, we will execute our solution, and again we have provided these different options. I'm gonna consider Internet Explorer as my default options, and I'm gonna execute it. Now before I execute it, I want to let you guys know that you will see another extra icon displayed on this toolbar here in the bottom. I'm gonna let you guys know about that icon later on, but before that we will look at the page first. Okay, so if you guys see a new icon appearing out of nowhere on your toolbar, just don't worry, you are doing perfectly fine. So let us execute it. And you see our content here, you see this icon I was telling you guys about, and this is our content, which is a body. Okay, and this is our title as we were talking about. Okay, now do you remember the localhost thing? And do you remember the port number which we discussed in the past? Yes, this is directly related to this particular icon. So what Visual Studios has done is, since Visual Studios already know that it is a website project, so we need a localhost server for that. Now it is so if a normal person who is new to this environment, that he or she will be quite confused how to execute the local server. So what's his name, Visual Studios is quite smart enough to execute the localhost server automatically, and it automatically start to display your project on that particular local server. So Now, as we are good to go on this index.html page, we're gonna further start working on different other tags to make our page fancy and to make our page look different, and we're gonna work on different tags as well. Alright, before we move on further, I want to let you guys know what P stands for. It is basically a paragraph. So what we are doing here is, like, we have a beginning of a paragraph tag, and then we have the contents, and then we have an ending of a paragraph content. So this is what the body is displaying at this moment. Now furthermore, I want to also let you discuss about this icon which appeared on the end. It is it stands for IIS Express, which means information internet services. This services runs in the background by Microsoft whenever you are executing a web-based solution, or which actually requires a local host. It will automatically execute in the background, and if you look if you do a right click on it, it's going to display the list of services which are executed at this particular moment. So in our case, website 4 is being executed. You can even stop this particular application if you want to, or you can see the list of other websites which are executed by this particular tool. Quite flexible tool, you can see here, because you can stop each and every application. Now before we move on further, I want to change the content here slightly so we actually know what we are doing. So I'm going to change it to this is a paragraph. So this is actually a paragraph, right? Alright. So another useful thing which I really want to talk about, I'm gonna add new spaces here. So another useful thing which is the comments, and so let's say you added some information and you want to add new comments to it for your own information. So you can literally see why I did this thing. For example, this is the beginning of a body and you want to add new comments to it. Now in HTML you can add different kind of comments, and you can do this by using this particular tag and this an exclamation mark, and and adding the new and adding 2 times these hyphens, and automatically Visual Studio does is like add the beginning and the ending of the comments. Okay, so this is a body. Now this particular comment is being displayed to me only. This is what the green stands for. Okay, so and it won't be displayed on the live website. So I have saved it, and if I go up there and I execute it, so it is not even showing here, but it is showing in my code. So we are doing quite good here so far. So okay, now coming back to our paragraph. So if you see, let's add a new break line to it. Let's go to the new line, and then we will add further more contents to it. Another thing which I want to let you guys know, that there is a shortcut for certain tags. And why do we need it? Because there are certain tags which actually doesn't need any contents between it, so they are needed just so the browser knows that the tag has to be there, and what is the meaning of it, but the browser is not expecting the contents in it. For example, the breaking line or horizontal line, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna add a new break line which is BR. Alright, and then I'm gonna close it, and you will notice that what it has done is it has automatically put BR and then slash within these tags within the starting and the ending brackets. This overall actually means that it is a beginning of the BR and it is an ending of a BR, and there is no content in it, and automatically the browser will understand I need to give a line break here. And so let me add a new content. This is a new line after paragraph, a new line. I'm going to add a new line here only, okay, because I'm still in the paragraph. And now if I'm gonna save this thing, I'm gonna execute it, it will display on the new line. This is what actually I wanted, right? Fantastic. So now we're gonna do fancy stuff with this particular line, but before that I'm gonna show another tag which is also there, just like break line. It is called horizontal line. So you need to add a horizontal line. You can literally add it by HR, and again, since horizontal line doesn't really need a content, so you can just add it there and you can save it. When we execute it, it will display a horizontal line, and it depends on what kind of monitor you are on, and it will display exactly the same way in all kind of platforms. Okay, so you don't really have to worry about if it is showing exactly on this. What about if I look at it on my mobile device, how it's gonna appear? And later on we're gonna work on it, how we can configure it to display the same kind of layout on all the different devices. Alright, so overall, technically we don't place the horizontal line between the paragraphs, and I'm going to show you because in the normal life when we are doing the horizontal line, that is between the sections. So you will notice the same thing in an actual situation here also. But I'm going to show you later on when we'll be doing some styling and stuff on it. So let's start to work on the stylings of these tags. Let's try to change this particular paragraph and add a style color, and let us display this particular paragraph in different colors. Okay, so to do this, we will go to the beginning tag, and we will tell it, okay, we are starting our paragraph, and add a style to it. So we have a new tag here which is a style, and you can see these are commas, and within the commas we're going to display the particular property which needs to be changed for this particular paragraph. In our case, we are using the property called color, and to display to change the value we will use colon, and now it will automatically give us an example how you want to display it. So color colon red or something. In our case, we want to display it, let's say, in green. Okay, and to change, once we add the value, we will put semicolon. So it means that start the paragraph keeping this style in your mind, which is change the contents of the color to green and display this particular paragraph. Okay, so let's see how it appears on the front end, and then you will get a clue why HR should not be here. Okay, so let's see how it appears. Alright, there you go. So it is displaying this one in green, and then it is displaying a horizontal line, and it is displaying this content in a different style or a default style. So this is giving you a clue that we cannot place this horizontal in between within the paragraph tag. Now, to fix this problem, what we may do is we can put an ending paragraph here, and we can start a new paragraph, and this will resolve our issue. And now if we go on the front end, it will display first paragraph which is in green color, and then we have a horizontal line, and we have another paragraph which is in a default color. Let us change this style to red. Alright, so we're going to change the color of this to red, and when we save it and we see it on the front end, we display this particular paragraph in the green color, and this one in a red color. Now in HTML 5, they have introduced a new tag which is called section, but we will talk about this later on once I will be doing a session on HTML5 separately. So let us try to do some other fancy stuff. Okay, so now let's add new formatting to this contents. I'm gonna introduce another line here. This is my bold line, and then I'm gonna add another one. This is my underline, and then this is my italicized line. Okay, so we're gonna, what our concept is, like within one paragraph which is displaying the red color, we will have different lines. One is a default line, and another line is gonna be the bold line. This will be underlined, and this will be italicized. Now as you can see, I never added the break line, so it won't display in the different break lines, in the different lines, but it will display in the same line, but they need to appear differently. Okay, so what we will do is that we have another formatting concept, which is another tag which can be placed inside the paragraphs tags to display the contents differently. So for the bold tag we choose B, and it asks it, and I can display the contents here, and I can add the ending tags at the end of it. So this particular line should, this particular content, I would say, should display as bolded. Now similarly for the underline, I will use U tag, and what I am trying to do is display this line as underline, and this will display as an italicized format here. So let's see how it appears on the front end. And so there you go, it shows the all paragraph in red color. It shows this particular line as a default mode line, which doesn't have any stylings on it. This one is bold line, and this one is underline, and this is italicized, and all of this is displayed in a single line because we didn't add any line breaks to it. Okay, so we also have a block quote tag which basically indents some certain content from the left side. So we may add it by using the block quote tag, and this is a block quote content, and when we see it, it will indent from the left side, which you can see here, and it is displaying in its own default layout, which is black, and there are no formatting or stylings on it. And similarly, then there is another tag which is an emphasizing tag, and it is displayed by EM, and now it will also italicize the same way. So now it is a block quote as well as italicized or emphasized tag. There is another tag which is called strong, which means the same as bold. So you can actually change bold to strong, and it will appear the same way as bold. So just for example this one. Okay, so it is displaying exactly like how the bold tag works out. So you can use either one of them, because now almost all the browsers are compatible to all these tags. Now we're gonna further move on to other listing concepts. How do we list the items in the paragraph? So I'm gonna add a break line here, and let us try to list certain items. Okay, and let's try to see how they appear on the front end, and how can we change or make for the changes to it. Overall, there are three types of lists: unordered list, ordered list, and HTML description list. So we will go one by one on each one of them, and we will see how they differ from each other. So for the unordered list, we will display using the tag UL, and the list needs to be displayed within these tags. Okay, so these are, for example, these are new items added. Okay, and then I need to list them up. Unordered means we don't care how the order is appearing. We don't have any particular order, so we don't even mind to display as we feel like. Each item needs to be listed among within the tags LI, and we will display, for example, fruits. Okay, and let's say twice, and let's say vegetables. And when we display it on the front page, it's going to display in the bullet format. So that's a default which each browser takes it, and it displays it. So that's how the overall unordered list works. So technically we have UL tag on outside, and within these tags we have LI inside for each items which needs to be listed. Okay, the second one is unordered list, which can be added by using the tag OL, and it's sorry, the second one is ordered list, so it's gonna display in the ordered format. So these are new items in order format, and it needs to be within the tags OL, and each one needs to be listed just like the above one. So I have the same fruits, I have toys, and I have vegetables, and now this time, since it is in ordered format, if we look in front, it will display in 1, 2, 3 format. So because it needs to keep the orders in particular pattern, right? So that's how the ordered format works. And now we will look into the third one. The third type is a HTML descriptive listing. So in other words, how HTML displays on the home, on the pages, on the websites. So this one, it includes the outermost tag, which is by DL, and inside we will have the term, and then we will have descriptions. So the term is displayed by DT, and let's say title 1, and then the description of it is displayed by DD. Okay, so this is the description of title 1, and that's how the other ones work. And similarly title 2 and DD, this is title 2 description. Okay, so let us see how it appears on the front end. I saved it and I'm now executing it. So it is showing this is the title 1, and it automatically it indented, and it is now displaying the description of it. And this is title 2, and it is displaying the description of the title 2. Alright, good. So now let's move on to further customize these lists, and let us see what else we can do to this list, and make and add further styles to it. Okay, now maybe you guys might have a question that if we see this list, how can we change the bullets of this particular list? Let's say we don't want to display the bullets, and let's say we want to display something else, maybe some square or circle or something. So for that particular purposes, we will change the style of it. So we will add the style property, and the property type is gonna be list style type, and then we will have different options here. So let's say we choose circle, and when we display on the front end, on the home page, now it is displaying circles. So similarly, yeah, you can change to some other values as well, the way you feel like, and this way you can display either in discs, you can display in circle, square, you can even choose the value none, and it will display nothing at all. The same question arises for the ordered lists. At this moment, the ordered list is displayed as 1, 2, 3, and let's say you don't want in 1, 2, 3, and you want it in numbers. You want it in some other, like Roman numbers or something, or you want it in some other pattern. So we can also change that, to do that we have a tag called type, and we use the type, and let's say if I add capital A to it and I save it, and now it will choose the display of alphabets in the ordered format. Similarly, you can choose to display it in the Roman numbers, and if you run this, and it will be displaying in the Roman numbers. That was capital I which I typed there. So similarly, you can type small I, and now it will change it to the small Roman numbers on the page, as you can see here. And now if we change it to small alphabets, it's gonna change to small alphabets. Now another concept of the listing is the nested lists. So sometimes when we have the list showing, we want to display the items within the list. To do that, we need to remember that the pattern of opening and closing tags. So for example, I have fruits. Now I want to list the number of fruits. I will go to this particular listed item, and then within this I want to add a new unordered list. So unordered list is gonna come here, and then I will display another list, for example apples, and then I will display mangoes, and then I will display bananas. Okay, and then now if I go on the front end, it will display the whole list within the fruits. Now if you notice one thing, the format of the listing has been passed from the parents to the child. One of the reasons is because it is cascading concept, which will come when we will talk about the cascading style sheet CSS. But for now, what you need to remember is, if you want to change the list of the display of this one, we need to precisely mention to this inner. So I'm gonna put list style type to, let's name it to discs. Okay, and then I'm gonna display on the page, and it will display in the disk format or the bullet format, disk format. Similarly, I can do the same thing with the bullet thing. Alright, now I believe that this covers everything about the listing side, and I hope everyone, you guys got the concept how it works. To summarize this, there are three types of listings. This is unordered listing, which starts with the UL tag, and inside we display it with the li tag. Each item is displayed as li tag. In the ordered listing, we display it with the OL tag, and each item is displayed with li tag. And we can use the type to change what kind of order format we really want to display. Then we have the HTML description list, which starts with the DL tag, and it has a term and it has a description. So the term is displayed by DT tag, and the description of that term is displayed by DD tag. And yeah, that's about it. And then we're gonna talk about the tables and further